Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news on the 24th of April 2019. And we have a number of very interesting news, but first of all, we are one day late because, in Germany we had a public holiday on Monday. So I did my holiday as well, and now I'm one day late. First of all, news from Scotland. We all love the Islay Whisky Festival, and now there is a new whisky festival, and it's called the Hebridean Whisky Festival. It's a conglomerate of a few distilleries from Hebridean Islands. It's Skye, Raasay and Harris. 4 distilleries, Talisker, Torabhaig, Isle of Raasay, Isle of Harris, are joining together to celebrate whiskey on their islands, and they are offering special tours and events, and it will be held from the 21st of May to the 25th of May. All the distilleries will actually be free of entry, and you will have very special things going on. So hopefully this will kick off as successful as the Islay Whisky Festival, and we will have a new nice whisky festival over the next years. Then we have news from Springbank. Springbank released their annual bottlings, 2 of them. It is the Longrow 18 and the Hazelburn Oloroso 14. And just like every year, it's a small batch that will probably last about a year. Then we have some bad news for a big whiskey brand. They lost a legal case. I will show you a picture right here, and you will tell yourself what kind of brand you see. If you thought both times initially thought, that's Glenfiddich, then you're wrong. That one side is the Glenfield. Glenfield is an Indian brand that want to get into the Scotch market, and Glenfiddich said, okay, that's Glenfiddich. No, you're too close to our label, change it. And they went into a legal battle, and the Intellectual Property Office, a British office for intellectual ownership, said nope, they have 2 stags and they are different, so they have their own brand. Personally, I have to say, no, that's too close. I would have decided differently, but they decided this is close enough, so you might see the Glenfield somewhere in the shelves sometime in the future. But I don't think that's pretty wise, because everybody knows Glenfiddich and they see, that's a fraud whiskey. I think they will not be successful with this rip-off tactic. Then we go over to Ireland. The Kinahan's Irish whiskey is now available in Germany and probably also Europe. Kinahan is a new bottler that is actually going for a bit more heritage with Irish whiskey, and they come from an Eastern European distiller, so they do have a lot of experience with spirits, and they wanted to get into the whiskey business. And I think buying an old brand is the right way to enter such a business. They're offering 3 bottlings now. It's the small batch, the 10-year-old single malt, and then they have the cask project, KASC project. It's a project where they mature whiskey in a very, very special cask, and the staves are made from different previous casks. So you have a lot of different wood in there. You have American oak, you have French oak, you have Hungarian oak, you have Portuguese oak, and you have chestnut oak, which is really difficult because chestnut has a different elasticity than normal oak, and therefore it should be probably very difficult to get it airtight. But they managed, and they released this whiskey with this very, very different cask, and it's probably developing a lot of complex aromas. And you just keep waiting, you just keep being subscribed, because I will probably have this bottle on my cask in the next weeks. Then we have some good news from the north of Ireland. It's the Bushmills distillery. The Bushmills distillery wanted to expand in the near future, and they have handed in their plans 2015, and now the plans have been approved, so Bushmills can go forward with their £60 million investment, and the production capacity should be doubled within the next 5 years. And that is good news for us consumers of whiskey, because the supply will rise and we will see older bottlings, and we will keep the age statement bottlings with the, let's say, 16-year-old Bushmills, which is legendary. And yeah, that is very good, because with more supply we have a more secure supply of whiskey for the future. And the last news is a news for the whiskey business in general. It's from the Knight Frank real estate agency, and they released their annual report of investment and increase in value of that investment. And they looked at jewels, stamps, antique cupboards and stuff, old timers, watches, art, wine, coins, and whiskey. And this year whiskey beat the leader, so now the new leader is whiskey, and the art is now in second place. And they're not and the whiskey has an increase in value of about 40%. And this is not like the normal whiskey, the normal sipping or drinking whiskey, but this is like the collector's whiskeys, the vintage whiskeys. And they said, okay, which whiskeys were the ones that had most increase in values? And it's the Krawisawa whiskeys, Yamazaki, Hanyu, Springbank, Rosebank, and these are all distilleries which have old vintage whiskies, distilleries that are closed, distilleries that have been closed for a long time. So really, really rare and old vintage whiskies see the best increases in prices. So good news for us whiskey lovers, because whiskey is also a way of saving for your retirement if you can keep the bottle closed. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.